Hey guys, it's Cam here. We've got the Seat Guy. Guess what? Seat Guy is coming to New Zealand to do the Dusty bit. It's first time, so we're here to go through what we need to know, what we need to think about and stuff, and make sure we're ready for it. So looking forward to it, man. Have you been to New Zealand?
I've never been to New Zealand. I'm excited.
Yeah!
This will be great.
It's awesome. Seat Guy's coming to New Zealand, baby.
Seat Guy.
So we'll get into it and we'll go through basics of the Dusty. So let's go.
Yeah.
Okay guys, so yeah, we're in the basement of the Seat Guy's place, and the first thing when I have a scan around here, and then if you're looking about it, the first thing I thought when I saw it is I thought, dude, how much are you going to shit on this ride? Taking a full roll, baby.
Never leave home without it, man. It's even water protected.
No, so what do you got going on here, man?
Alright, I got all kinds of stuff. So I just started grabbing everything out of the garage.
Yep.
And kind of bringing it down here.
Yep.
So I got boots, right?
Boots,
got
yep.
my boots. Good boots. Tech 7s. This will be my pack I'll use.
Nice, yep, perfect.
Just, you know,
yep.
Get everything in there. It's got 3 liters of water.
Oh, nice.
So
yep.
that'll be great.
Yep.
I got a little first aid kit here.
Yep, it's always good to have.
Going through it, making sure I got everything.
Yep.
So I just restocked it. Of course, you got your aspirin, your Advil,
yep,
ibuprofen. This is all I need for 3 days.
You might not be.
This is it. 3 days of snacks.
You might not be able to get those in New Zealand.
These?
Yeah, because they're nuts.
Oh, okay. They don't allow nuts in there.
We sell shit like that in New Zealand, so he's good to go.
Yep,
but yeah, you probably won't be.
Truth is, these have actually been in my pack since the last time you and I rode.
Yeah.
So probably like 2 months ago.
Then you don't have to declare anything either when you come through Auckland.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's see, toilet paper.
Some dunny paper.
This is for anybody and everybody. Just some bungees.
Yep.
So I'm packing everything from Colorado to New Zealand, and then I figure we'll go back through, and you'll be like, yeah, bring 2 of those, 1 of those.
Yeah, and then might be stuff that we've got as a group.
Exactly.
So yeah, so for this year's Dusty, it's a little bit different. So Duffy and I, and the last 2 have tried to do it with Dan, and he's the first. I'll tell you about the Dan incident soon. But so Matt's going to join us. Eric's going to join us, the Seat Guy, first time, and then Matt's got his mate Dan. So we're going to figure out another name for Dan, because Dan's not Dan, if you know what I mean. Like,
oh yeah.
Dusty but Dan, and there's a new Dan. So we need to figure out a name for you, mate. Yeah. So 2 new players on it, so it's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be fun.
Adventure for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, bungees, just some other stuff. Oh, some glasses. I was carrying 2 pairs whenever I'm riding.
Didn't you drop a pair of those once?
I did. I think Matt found them.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Matt found them down the trail. And I was like, oh, that was sweet.
Yeah.
Cena batteries. So I've got 2 extra Cena batteries.
Nice.
The Cenas are
because your battery is part of your helmet, eh?
It is. Yeah. So this I'll just unclip and clip the new one.
Sweet.
In.
Okay.
So,
yep.
This, I bought a new visor for my helmet.
Yep.
So I use a Klim Krios helmet here with a Cena. So clear visor, and this is a transition visor.
Okay.
So this goes from light to dark by itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
you're going to install that?
I'm going to pop that on my helmet.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Tube. I got 1 tube. I got to grab more tools.
Yep.
This, some of you may have known, I broke my wrist riding in 3 places.
Gives you a bit. You can be like Ken Roxon, mate.
just like Ken Roxon, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my brace I use when I ride. And it just kind of goes like this.
Yeah.
Goes over the middle finger. And then you can just crank it down. So
nice.
I ride with this now.
Yeah.
I got a rain jacket here.
Yeah, definitely need one of those, won't you?
I got my knee pads here.
Yep.
So knee pads. I got 2 shirts.
Sweet.
I've got a light pair of pants and a heavier pair of pants. Again, I'll bring this to New Zealand. We'll figure out what else.
Yeah, because you probably only need 1 pair of those to actually take on the trip.
I'll probably just ride with my heavier ones.
Yep.
They unzip. They get cool.
Yep.
I've got my riding jacket here.
Sweet. Has it got padding and stuff in it?
Yeah, I got to put my pads in it.
Yep.
But, yeah, the removable pads.
Yep. Oh, you've got this as well. You taking that?
I got this. Probably not. This is what I ride around here in Colorado with.
Probably depends how likely he's going to stay on the bike, really. But it's you probably get away with not wearing it if you've got pads.
I'm gonna put the pads in there.
Since you're wearing it on the body, it's not like the weight's on the bike, so it's just really up to you if you want to wear it. So.
Two of my knee pads and then my shortest stuff pads.
Those are cool, man. You've got all these padding and shit.
Yeah. So
nice. Does it have ass padding as well?
Let's see. Kinda.
Because
tailbone.
Depends if you
tailbone.
do a lot of standing.
I never follow my ass though. Like,
no, but you can get a sore ass by the end of it.
Oh.
But if you're standing and stuff, it's not too bad.
I don't know about a sore ass right now. I'll leave that up to you. I stand. I don't even have a seat on my bike. So yeah, that's a little bit of the clothing, and then I got some socks. I'll bring a couple pairs of socks.
Yep.
So other things I'm bringing. Let's see. I'm getting old. I'm 47, so I can't see shit. So I've got these little reading glasses here so I can see.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to bring an extra pair.
Yep. You got your video gear.
Yeah, so let's go through this. Video gear. I'm going to bring my GoPro.
Nice. So we'll get some more footage on our adventure. So yeah, awesome.
GoPro, and I will bring my batteries here. I'll bring 5 batteries.
Yep. It's good having multiple charger because then when you get to the end of it, like you're going to have like 5 or 6 batteries just flat.
Yes. Yeah.
And then just be able to charge multiple. Yep.
So I will bring the GoPro.
Sweet.
And then I've also got, I've got a couple different mounts here.
Yep.
This is one camera mount here. It clips on the handlebars.
Yeah. And that's like the clamp I use.
Yeah, and this is
the helmet. Yep.
Chin clamp.
They're good. Yep.
And then this is a Insta360.
Oh, you bringing that too?
So I'll bring that too.
Sweet.
So this is pretty cool. It records in full 360.
So you can basically capture anything, You can have it there, and if something happens,
so when you're behind me and you crash, I'll see it. Yeah.
Damn, the problem I'm thinking about this one, guys, is that normally I'm the only one videoing, so if I wipe out and screw up and stuff up, I don't put it in the video. No. No, I don't normally do that, but shit, there's more recording, so I have to be good this year.
And with your broken body, it gives all of us an excuse.
Yeah, so I haven't told you yet. I had a massive stack skiing last Monday, and I've crushed my thumb, and I may have broken a rib, or if not broken, it's bruised like hell. But I didn't break my thumb. I got an X-ray on that, so it's been a bit rough. But I've got time to recover. It's I'm getting my movement back and stuff. So yeah, so I should be right for that.
I got my Garmin here.
Oh yeah, so this is a new one, right?
Yeah. So
sweet. And you said you had New Zealand maps on it?
Yeah.
How'd you do that? Like you in the US?
Yeah, so Garmin let me go to...
Did you get topo or just main roads?
I can get both.
Oh yeah, because you don't really need the topo because you go the trail, but...
Yeah, this is a Garmin 67i.
That's pretty flat. Oh, you've got a little condom and cover over it.
Oh yeah, I bought that separate.
Nice. Yeah.
Little reusable
Sweet.
condom, huh?
Yeah.
New software found, continue installation. Yeah, I was loading some new stuff.
So I brought some maps from last year down, so we can check it on and make sure it loads.
I thought it was a GPX.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I got my Garmin.
Got a mount.
RAM mount.
Got a clamp for the handlebar.
Yeah, I put it all in here.
Sweet.
So this is the one you told me to get.
Yep.
The case though, I bought the case. I don't know. I was gonna give it to you because it doesn't fit mine.
Doesn't it?
No, because this is a 67i.
Oh. So do you need the case with the one you've got?
No. So I bought this. This slides on the back.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's pretty.
It won't vibrate out.
No, I don't. It's clipped in.
Oh yeah, nice. That's
pretty hard, dude.
Yeah.
So here, you can have that for yours.
Oh, nice.
Because I think that will fit yours.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've got. And so yeah, if it breaks or whatever.
I bought this other thing.
Nice.
I got an extra ball. So
anyway.
So that's my GPS.
No, that's good, man.
That's the mount.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got tools, levers. See up close glasses. That's these.
Yeah.
Socks.
Some socks. Yeah.
And some screws. This is another mount. I don't need it.
Sweet.
I'm just kind of starting to gather stuff. I got a couple weeks to go.
Yeah. So I guess we can go through. I've got some notes that I brought, and I thought that there might be a bunch of you guys that have never done it before, and so I'll go through things that I've picked up over the years. This will actually be my 10th time.
10th time.
I started in 2014.
The grandfather.
and then didn't do it in 21 because of COVID, and then 22 it was just too expensive to fly back to New Zealand.
When did it start? How long? How many
I
years?
don't actually know. It's been going because it used to be a 2-dayer, and then they used to run this ride, man. It's insane. It used to be 1,000 k's over 2 days, but there was this version of it where you go in 1 day and you ride the whole thing.
In 1 day?
Yeah, and you start in
20 hours?
You start in the dark and you come back in the dark, and you're like, I don't know. So that's insane, man. So there's people that have actually done that still do the Dusty today. So I was talking to one last year.
Fun.
So yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah. So I'll go through some stuff, and we can think through other things, and I'm guessing you're going to have a bunch of questions and shit. So
yeah.
This is awesome, man. You're going to have a fucking awesome time.
Oh yeah, gloves, right. Gloves are important. My hands get cold, wet, so I've got this whole glove satchel.
Jeez.
So I got some colder weather gloves. I got some light weather gloves.
Yeah.
I got gloves,
You
man.
got gloves, man.
I won't ride with all of them, but this is just my glove pack.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, we'll go through some of the notes that I took, and we'll get into it.
This is Fairleigh. This is not like...
That's where we're staying on the Monday night. Yeah.
Yeah, right there in Fairleigh.
Yeah. So you're 8,187 miles away to the start point.
That's going to be a long ride, man.
You better start going, man.
8,187 southwest. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
So if I zoom out there...
Yeah.
Let's see how far I can go back to the U.S. all the way over the pond.
Yeah.
Hit South America, and we'll head up. And then left. And then up. And then left. To Denver, Colorado.
There we go.
Right there. Here's where we are. Somewhere in there. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, we just got his, those are the maps from last year, just to make sure that they load in. He's actually we checked the topo, and he's got roads and stuff, so he's all sorted for the maps at least. But maybe the maps probably change, but if not, then we've got maps all loaded. Sweet, man.
All right, let's.
So yeah,
tell me what we're getting into.
I took some notes. So basically,
Should I take notes?
No, you can. Okay. I'll give you a photo of this.
Okay.
Basically, I was thinking about it for a new person that's never done it. There's 3 key takeaways. The first one is, and this is, it's a big one, I think, because when you can go fast safely, you need to.
Just to get time.
Yeah, so like day 1 is 465 k's long, which is 289 miles.
Okay. Thank you for the conversion.
Day 3 is actually 358 miles, which is 576 k. So that's a long way, man.
That's the last day.
That's the last day.
Oh.
Depending on which way we go, but typically it's the last day.
So, okay.
So if you, for example, are traveling 90 k's an hour.
Yeah.
Versus 110 over, so that's 20 k's an hour.
Yep.
If you can go that fast, say for 4 hours.
Well, you pick up 80k.
That's 80k, and then if you look at.
So it's like 50
If you
miles.
look at sometimes on the first day, it can take us 11 and a half hours to do
200
the 465 k's.
11 and a half hours.
Average time. So with stops.
So
and
average
food.
time,
So you have
like
40k,
35k.
40 k's an hour roughly average speed. So if you pick up that 80k at the average speed, that's 2 hours time lost.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then if you go 80k versus 110, that's 3 hours using the same math. I did one as an example.
So 30k more is 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it takes you 10 hours, if you're going decently, not fucking around, that's why you get people coming in 8 o'clock at night.
So what time are we going to start?
We'll need to start
sunrise?
early. We'll leave. We definitely leave before 7.
Okay.
We typically try and leave around 6.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. So that's the first one is if you can, now the key is safely.
So what kind of...
there's gravel roads and stuff, so
Yeah.
you work it out. Just don't do anything because you don't want to ruin your day. But I went on a Dusty once where the guys I was riding with, wasn't Duffy, they were going slow.
Oh.
And we had other issues and stuff, but on the long day, we
Yeah.
started at 6 in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah.
We didn't get to Fairley till 10:30 at night.
That's a long day.
And there was issues which I can go into. There was tires and all sorts of stuff. There was fuel stations that had no fuel. We were actually back at Alex, mate, at 4 o'clock that same day when we left that same place at 6 in the morning, because we got through and there was no gas.
So you had to go back?
We had to borrow gas in a container to get to Alex to get gas.
And then
Because we had punches and all, but a lot of those hours could have been saved by them going faster.
Okay.
So that's the first takeaway is safely go as fast as you're comfortable with. Don't dawdle around and piss around and just. But if you can't do it and it's not safe, then go your speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I
that
mean.
makes sense.
So
it's what is the day one terrain like? Like what is the terrain like? It's dirt roads, gravel roads.
So you start.
I saw some river
you
crossings.
start off. There's river crossings. There's a bit of forestry section. There's a bit of farmland. In the morning, actually, you can get up. There's grass and ruts, and I actually hate ruts. So there's just indents from where like sheep and shit have been walking.
Whoops, ruts. Like in the middle. I
Just
hate ruts.
little ruts, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And like with me, with a maybe broken rib in a hand, I hate ruts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there's grass. There's some wet grass in the morning.
Yeah.
It's going to be. The New Zealand's had a bit of rain, so there might not be as much dust, but like I'd anticipate dust. And then cold morning, if you're steaming up, you can't see.
Ooh,
it's going to be dark.
Will you use any kind of like bandana face mask or anything for the dust?
I've tried it, man, but the visor steams up.
Okay.
And then what you do, if you can't see, what do? You lift your visor up.
Oh, yeah.
And then steam, or the dust hits the visor.
Notes here. I gotta make a note. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll go through it anyway. Yeah.
Let me. I gotta grab a pen here.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
That's all good. So that's.
So that's why they call it the dusty.
Yeah.
Because they're dust.
Yeah. It might be a wet butt or a muddy butt this year. I've seen some pretty cool river crossings through the Awakino, but.
Some of those videos, man, are
cool,
like,
yeah.
dude, I tell you, I'm not crossing a river that deep in my clothes. So I'm like, see guys getting naked, we're swimming across, and then I'm getting redressed, and you guys are gonna be all wet, and I'm gonna be all dry.
Yeah. So that's a good thing to know. I just be careful, don't fog up. I wear sunglasses underneath my visor too, but only later on. But
it was like that one morning we rode. We did that. 180 miles. It was so foggy.
Yeah. Second major point would be travel as light as you can. Keep the weight low on the bike. In my first year, so my rookie year, I had a backpack strapped onto my DR, and it was quite high.
Oh yeah.
By the time I got to Kurau, I'd broken the tabs onto the subframe that the rack was mounted to.
You just bouncing and hitting.
And because it's rough, man, it can be rough. So that was a mistake because you got that moment arm, right? And so keep shit low, keep it strapped down. Carry spare straps.
Oh yeah.
Because stuff moves around. Rock straps are good because you've got that elastic part of it.
Yep.
And if shit moves, then you've still got it taut. Like if it's just a strap with no elasticity,
totally,
it goes loose.
So, do you carry in a backpack or in a dry bag on the back, or both?
What do you
recommend?
I wear a backpack.
Yeah.
It's actually smaller than that, which has got just some food. It's got my EPIRB and stuff for safety.
Yep.
The water and stuff. A few little tools and stuff that you might need to get to. But then just a dry bag.
Just a dry bag.
Just a dry bag strapped to the bike.
Tubes, some tools, spoons.
Yep.
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Stuff shakes around, so taking some spare straps, and even like last year my dry bag failed and it started to rip, so I had some duct tape and stuff. So any sort of thing to. But we'll carry. Matt and I have got that sort of stuff. So
okay.
We don't have to worry about that.
I was planning on not carrying anything and just having you guys, because like you're. Do
you like that?
You gotta change it to. What's the next holiday?
Yeah.
St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah. So with the gear that you stuff, like be as light as you can go. Only take the shit you need, but make sure that like within the group, you always have the tools you need for the bikes that are going with it. So in this case, we've got our tools sorted. So if there's anything unique,
so I'm gonna
that
check.
you might need.
So I'm riding James's KTM 690. Sweet bike. So I actually went out and bought the same bike same year here.
That's commitment, eh?
So I could learn, the weight and the transfer and the handling.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check like axle nuts and a few things.
Any sort of random size that we might not have. Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are on DRs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, ditch the weight that you don't need. So try and keep it as light as you can. At the end of the day, you're the one carrying it, and some of it can be long and rocky and challenging, and the less weight that you're carrying, the better.
Yeah. What about temp? Like, give me an idea of the temperature swings.
So it can
Like
be freezing below 0, or below 32.
Yeah.
What's 32 degrees in Fahrenheit?
32 or 0C.
No, Celsius. It
Zero
can go
C is
from
32.
really cold to really hot. Like some years,
Like 40 Celsius, 50
no,
Celsius?
not 40.
that hot.
No, not that high. In the low 30s sometimes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mid 30s. One year that long year that I talked about, like it was hot as well, and like we went to someone's place and we sprayed ourselves with water just so we could get that evaporation cooling. Just because we were hot. Man.
It got that hot.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
It can get hot, but you've got to be ready for being cold. Like when we start, we wear our liners, we wear thicker gloves.
So like wool, like smart wool,
Just the liner in your jacket, and then maybe you've got something else like a sweatshirt or something that you might wear.
Oh.
But just make sure you've got room to take it off because it will get hot.
Okay.
And then so that's the second one is just travel as light as you can. Make sure you got what you need, and then for the stuff you've got on the bike, keep it low. Don't have it high because you don't want to risk breaking any part of the subframe or something.
Yeah, I think James has got.
Then you'll be sweet for what
He's got some soft bags.
You'll have
some
enough
bags.
rough stuff to take. You'll have room to take more than you need.
I'm gonna take everybody's stuff. Just pile it on the seat guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I guess so the third one, which there's two elements of it, is the first part is make sure your bike's ready. So James, he'll have the bike dialed. But it's probably still a good idea to go through the bolts.
Tires.
Make sure there's nothing loose.
Yeah. That James, he likes to loosen a few.
Yeah. So with the maintenance on the bike, like check your bearings, check your brake pads, make sure your drivetrain is good, like your chain and your front sprocket, rear sprocket. The DR650, make sure your carrier bearing in the back's good, that they can fail. So maybe carry a spare carrier bearing. Basically what I think for the Dusty is your remote, there's no pickup service, you're on your own. So I didn't tell you that, right? For this, you get the maps and you've got all the camaraderie with all the riders, but you're on your own. There's no pickup service.
Yeah.
Even last year, I don't think there was
need.
no one had actually, and sometimes in the year there's farmers or people that give you a number, say, hey, if you need to call, if you're stuck, give me a call and I'll come and pick you up.
Okay.
Last year there wasn't.
They don't want you there.
So you really got to make sure your bike's good, right?
Self-sufficient.
Yeah. So
otherwise you're towing.
If you think you need to do it on your bike, do it. Like there was a guy going up the Awakino, and it was this one of those bearings in the back broke, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I was thinking about doing it, and I decided not to." And his whole weekend screwed on the first day.
Oh yeah, dude, you got to do it right away.
Yeah. So if you think you need it, do it. But then the other thing with this is it's two parts. A lot of people just think about the bike.
Oh.
You've got to make sure you're ready.
Look at that.
Check that out.
I'm ready.
So.
Wait. So what are you doing to get ready?
Make sure you're ready. So like, the thing
like
with
I've been deadlifting my bike every day.
I guess you've got to be ready to pick up a heavy bike.
That's right. Yeah.
But I think more so is just the endurance and cardio, because like 10 hours on a bike, or you're away 11 and a half hours, maybe 10 of it is riding. The thing is, if you're tired, that's when you make silly mistakes.
Yeah.
And That's happened to me once on I was actually on my second Dusty. I was about 30k out of Fairleigh. Dan had given up because he had so many issues with his bike. He just said, I'm going up the main road, and so I went by myself. And I was coming around on this gravel road, and I was just not thinking, tired, and there was a gate in the road.
Oh yeah.
And I drifted, and I nearly hit the fence. And I thought, man, it's just like I'm nearly home.
Because you weren't,
and I was
you
just
weren't like
tired.
paying attention.
Yeah,
You're just,
yeah. So make sure you're ready. Another example is a mate of mine, Dave. I can't remember what year it was. It might have been 2017 or 18. I don't know what year. But he was so focused on getting the bike that he neglected getting himself ready, and he hurt himself on the first day and didn't finish.
Oh man.
And he struggled. And but make sure you're ready. So mainly, I think I mainly focus on just doing some running, just some cardio, get some core strength.
Yep.
The best thing for a long thing is actually riding, doing rides. But over here for us, we haven't really been able to ride much for the last month or so because of the weather.
Icy and
winter. I think so. For me, I'm not worried about my riding skills. It's more just making sure I'm fit enough to
do it.
To be ready. Yeah, because then also when you wake up on the second day, you want to be ripping ready to go instead of, oh, fuck, I'm sore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you got another day. The last day is typically the longest.
So you've been doing this 10 years.
This will be the 10th.
So you were like 55 when you first started.
Something like that. yeah. So make
That's
sure.
why I got plenty of Advil.
yeah. Make sure you're ready. So that's a key one that some people forget to do. Now you don't have to be super fit or anything, but it just helps with not making mistakes, right? That's the main thing, is just not making silly mistakes.
Getting so exhausted you can't hold on.
So that was the main 3 takeaways. When you can go fast,
go fast,
but safely. Yep. Travel as light as you can, but make sure you've got what you need.
Pack light. Pack low.
Work with your team. Figure out who's got what. Divvy shit up. And then make sure your bike's ready, and then make sure you're ready. So those are the key 3 takeaways.
Those are good advices.
So yeah, day one's typically like we leave around 6-ish, and we don't muck around too much, but we don't go just flat out the whole way.
How far is Fairleigh from Christchurch?
It's about an hour and 3/4 drive.
Okay.
It's about 160k or something.
Okay.
But the first day is long, man, but the second day. So the first day is you go from Fairleigh, bunch of stuff to Alex, and then the second day is Alex to Alex, and that day is only 305k. It's only 189 mile, and it's a nice day.
Saturday ride.
You can like leave a bit later.
Yeah.
You get back in the sun, have a beer or something.
Let's just get that one out of the way.
So that's good, and then you're on for the big one,
which is Alex.
Back to Fairleigh, a different way, yeah.
A different way.
Yeah, that's a long day. And with that day, which I'll get in some other notes, is you've really got to make sure that you know your fuel range, because there's a section that, I can't remember. You get a fuel chart. I'm not sure, I haven't been in New Zealand for a year, so the last Dusty was when I was there, but there might be gas stations that aren't working or whatever, so they'll give us a fuel chart, but you've got to really know your range, and if you can't take it with your make the range with your tank, you need to take like Coke bottles or some fuel bladders or steal gas from someone else. I had an example, mate, where I gave gas to Chris Birch.
Oh yeah.
The Say No to Slow Chris Birch.
Yeah, you did, huh?
My DR.
He ran out of gas.
He ran out of gas because he said that someone was talking to him at when he went to fill up with gas. And he thought he filled up.
He left
because of distractions.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's funny. So generally start early on day 1 and day 3 because they're very long. You need to allow time to have time in case there's issues or problems. You also want to enjoy the scenery and not feel like you're on the pump the whole time. So it's always good to leave early. Be prepared for cold starts to hot days. We sort of talked about that. Weather conditions can change a lot. It's New Zealand, man. Like there's the Crowded House song, 4 seasons in one day, man. Like it's
just like
weather
Colorado.
can change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. we've talked about it. Watch for steam in the visors because the dust will collect. That sucks when you can't see, man, because sometimes it's dusty and like it's a bitch when you don't have visibility. So yeah, I don't use a face mask. If it's full of dust, and specifically like for you or for anyone new, if you don't know the terrain, but shit can change in a year too. Don't just gas it and think you're good if you're following someone or whatever. If there's dust, like
leave some distance.
Dan had an example. This was day one. We're going through back of Waimate Way. There's a forestry area, and we're on top of this farm, top of this hill, going through. And he was going through in the dust and gassing it, and there was this drainage ditch, and he just fucking boom, and the bike kicked him over, and he actually cracked his radiator and had to bail from the ride.
Oh, how about his body?
He hurt himself.
Yeah, I bet.
But he was alright. It was the bike. We tried to fix it in Currao, but couldn't do it. So if you can't see, be careful.
Back off.
Yeah. Be careful on gravel roads. So we've got a lot of gravel roads. Make sure, I guess.
A lot of gravel roads versus like more gravel roads and like trails and off-road.
There's a lot of gravel roads connecting through, and they're fun. But I guess for you and me as well is we've got to make sure we ride on the right side of the road, or on the left side.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like in a car.
So
like if you're in a car driving on the wrong side of the road, you're on the ditch line, right?
Yeah, you want
to be in the center line.
Yeah.
On a motorbike. So Duffy, keep an eye on both of us because we've got to make sure.
So we got to be on the left side.
Left side.
It's opposite.
Yeah. So with the gravel roads and stuff.
So Duffy, it's up to Duffy to keep us on the right side of the road.
Yeah, and typically it's fine if you've ridden the road before.
Yeah.
But it'll be new to you, so.
Yeah.
That's one thing really is just make sure you're on the wrong side of the road. Be careful of oncoming traffic. Yeah. Typically though, like it's hard in the morning if it's dark, but like cars and stock trucks put up a lot of dust and it's shit if you get stuck behind them.
Yeah.
But you don't want to hit one.
Yeah.
And then the other thing as well, it's New Zealand, man, and we're going to be in farm country. There's going to be stock on the road.
Oh.
Like we might come up with cows or sheep.
Yeah.
Cool. So be careful of stock, and then also be careful of the farm dogs, because the cockies or farmers, they get real pissed off real fast if you get too close to their dogs.
They're okay.
Like they're not pets; they're working dogs. Yeah.
Working. Okay.
So yeah, be careful of stock and shit on the road.
Okay. That's a good one.
Relax, another one. Like this is Dave's problem. He was too stiff, and he hurt his back, and then it sort of went all over. But relax, be loose, don't fight the bike.
Yeah.
Because it's a long day, and if you start fighting it, you just want to loose and watch where you want to go.
Yeah.
Like we do here, right in Colorado, it's rocks and shit. Like I think for the terrain, for where we're going, you're going to be sweet.
Just pay attention.
Just don't do any rolls that are unnecessary.
No unnecessary rolls. Okay. So like then when you stop a bike, how do you get off? I just dive.
You can do that.
Okay.
Stand if you can as well.
Yeah.
Especially like on the off-road section and stuff, loose standing, you've got way more control.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places with the connecting gravel roads where you're going fast, where obviously you sit down.
Yeah.
But so that's where your butt gets sore.
Okay.
So I actually wear a pair of bike pants, like mountain bike pants with padding.
There's a little bit of padding, but not like bike pants.
Yeah.
So you were
wear bike pants. Okay. But a lot of people have like adventure aftermarket seats. Like I've done the dusty butt on a stock beta seat for 2 years in a row, and it's like a plank, right? But I do a lot of standing, so now I'm on the DR with the factory seat, and it's soft. And I ride a beta here in New Zealand, so, my seat's soft anyway. Like, but a lot of people we had the wider. Like Sergeant seat or C Concept seat and shit.
Yeah, that's what I got, that C Concept seat. Maybe I'll send it to James.
Watch for ruts. So areas where you're going to lose the front end or the back's going to come out. Typically it's the front end. A lot of time, and I always button right off in the grass.
Yeah.
Because I just don't like ruts, man. Because I just, in my head, it's fucked me over. Like,
for sure.
So I always back off in the grass, especially if it's slippery.
Yeah.
And then the other thing with ruts is like tire mark where the car four drives have dug into the trails.
Yeah.
be careful of your feet. Like try and keep your toes in.
Yeah.
Because you don't want your...
So they're that deep.
Yeah, they can be deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you run a risk of twisting your knee or your ankle.
Yeah.
And like that happened to me a few years ago where on the Awakino, I was just a one quick moment of lapse of thinking and my knee twisted. And like it didn't stop me doing it, but I was on, when we got to Alex, I got some Voltaren Emu gel and I was popping the pills.
Yeah.
It was sore. So yeah. And especially on the DR, a lot of people lower their foot pegs.
Oh yeah.
It's like, no, don't, man. I don't recommend it.
Lift them.
Put some risers on. Like they do it to make it standing better.
Yeah, yeah.
But do it. I always go the other way and try and keep high. But you're on a.
I'm on a 690.
What's your clearance like on the 690?
KTM 690 is probably
not as good as the 500.
No, a little lower.
Yeah. So just watch.
I'll have to look.
Watch your feet and just have a conscious thing of just trying to keep your feet in so they don't catch.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay.
Because that can hurt, man, and you don't want a stupid shit like that of I caught my foot on a rut.
Yeah. Right away.
Yeah. Gate strategy. There's a fuckload of gates.
Oh, like cow gates.
Yep.
Like stock gates.
Yep.
Oh.
So
open, close,
open, close, open. You've got to leave the gates as you find them.
Okay.
Right. There's a strategy.
So why don't you do one and then I'll go ahead.
So what you do, like if you've got two riders, typically the first rider will open, they'll wheel or ride their bike and close it. And then the second rider will go through to the next gate.
Yeah.
So that's with two.
Yep.
With three or more, you basically, the first person to the gate will open it.
Yep.
The second person to the gate will close it. And then the third person will be riding through to the next gate. And it just loops.
And the first person, after they open it, they go.
Yeah.
Because the second person will wait.
And if you're too quick, then you're the first person, then you've got to open the gate again. So, we got four. So basically,
we got four. Right?
Every second gate we've got a free pass.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
And Gordon will go through this on the briefing as well.
Okay.
So having a gate strategy.
So lots of gates.
There's gates.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some areas where there's a lot of bogs in the trail, in the four-wheel drive track or whatever, and it's always easy to think, oh, we'll go around. A lot of the time though, it's actually hard pack, and if you go around, you get stuck
because it's muddy.
Yeah. So you
just wheel
if you see my Chronicles of the Dusty, there's a section for the Amaramus challenge section, and then Matt's. He's doing it, and it was hilarious.
So
He's trying to pull his bike out because he tried to go around. And while we were there pulling his bike out, everyone's just like meow, 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 through the watercross.
So you just go through it.
Yeah.
So your feet are gonna get wet.
Your feet are gonna get wet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Extra socks.
And like I always at the start like try and keep my feet out and shit. Like in the Feely River. So the first day,
I hate wet feet. I'm always riding.
It's gonna be in the dark.
In the dark.
And we've got a river. And if it's a lot of water. Like I've dropped my bike in that one.
That deep
Luckily,
one?
it was on the side where the exhaust didn't fill up.
Yeah, otherwise we're flipping.
But
around
but so sometimes it's quite low, and you think, oh, keep my feet up, keep my feet dry.
Yeah,
but
it's tough to balance.
I just think, screw it, man. You're gonna get wet feet. Just be safe so you can get through it. If you've got wet feet, even I've done is I've taken my boots off, wrung it out as much as I can.
Yeah.
I've tried waterproof socks.
Have you ever tried putting like a plastic bag around your feet?
No, I have, but then for me it feels you don't want to sweat and stuff.
Well, I mean, just like you see a river, you just stop, put 2 trash bags on.
I haven't done it, mate. You can do it.
And then just
let us know.
okay.
Let us know how.
Who's the new guy?
There's going to be bogs. Often we do go around, but there's especially coming down into Piano Flats. It's actually quite hard on the bottom. It can be deep though.
Oh yeah.
So you got to send the new guy through first.
You go first.
And it's like, hey Matt, you go first. I'll video you.
I know that trick.
Some of the river crossings can be quite slippery.
Yeah.
There's this.
So in your Chronicles or in the one video, I mean, it was deep. People are walking and helping each other. Yeah. It's not always like that, right?
No.
No. Okay.
But it sounds like the summer hasn't hit New Zealand yet.
Oh.
So I'm not sure what's going on. But to be honest, it's more enjoyable if it's winter. You don't like we've had
Less
years
dust,
where it's
right?
a drought, it's dusty,
Yeah.
mud and it's slippery and bogs. It's fun, like fucking mud going everywhere and you're roostering people. It's fun. I think it's more fun if it's wet.
It's dirt biking.
But just be careful; it can be slippery. Know your fuel range. Typically on the third day is a key one, but depending on the direction, we talked about that. Know how to fix a flat. When I always, for the Dusty, put new tyres on. Well, actually every Dusty bit I always put a new rear on. And then typically a new rear tube, heavy duty tube. But this last year I put this food grade silicone grease. You'll like it, Alistair. So you haven't pulled my tyre off because I'm here in Colorado, but I'm thinking I don't need a tube because of the silicone. But where I'm going with is so yeah, every year I do a new rear, and every second year I put a front on because your tyre's going to get munded, man. Like there's rocks and shit. It's done.
Just beat.
So, but if you could put a tyre on, you know how to do it, and it means you know how to get access to the tube, and you can change a flat. So know how to change a flat. If you're doing your own tyres, don't just give it to the shop to do it because you might be on the side of a hill, not knowing what the fuck to do. I don't know how to change a tyre.
Good thing you and I change our tires here all the time.
Yeah.
You know. It's not easy. But
and then if you get a little bit better and remember it, you might save some time.
Yeah.
So yeah, start with good tyres and tubes. Your rear wheel's going to get hammered.
What pressures do you run?
Yeah, so I run heavy duty tubes at 18 psi.
On both, front and rear.
Front and rear.
That's good.
Some people think it's too much. I run it.
No pinch flats.
No pinch flats. I think any higher, I've had issues where I've wiped out.
Yeah.
And then for the type of riding and stuff, I'd rather have no pinch flats. And 18 psi. That's what I run here in Colorado.
Yeah, I run.
It just works.
Like 10, but I have the tubeless.
Yeah.
And then when in my tubed, I run like 15, 16, 17.
So it's really up to you. I run 18 and it seems to work so far.
Yeah.
For me.
Yep.
Each into their own. You could have a whole thing about everyone's got an opinion on tire pressures and shit. That's what I run.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sure your maps keep refreshing. Do you want to grab your map? Your GPS?
I put it away.
So on the first Dusty that I did with Dan, and
I lost it.
I was the tail end Charlie because I was closing the gate, and I was trying to catch up to them, and I couldn't catch up, man. And I was looking at the map, and I was on the track, and I was gunning it. I could see tire marks in front of me for the river crossings because I could see the watermarks.
Different tires.
And I ended up going like 5k the wrong way. And then my mate Dan thought I'd gone off the side of the ravine sort of thing. And you know what it was? Is
go to New Zealand. The map is loaded.
I guess it doesn't really matter, but for these Garmin's, if you hit the arrows, the cursor comes up and the system won't pan.
It stops the track.
So if you're looking and interrogating the track and your cursor's near the track, you're going to be riding, looking down, seeing the track, and you might not be going the right direction. When I look back at the video footage, you know what I found? It's like these tire marks that I was watching were actually the water was on the side I was coming from. So I was actually following trails of bikes that were going the other direction. And like the trail was going through here and I was way the hell off the side.
So you were way over.
Way over. So
here's some magenta here. I'll zoom back in.
Yeah, go zoom in more. Yeah, just keep going. Like if you're the day you're riding and you just glance down at that, you can see, on the trail, just hammering. Why the fuck can't I go? You go faster.
Because it's not updating.
Still on the trail. Because you don't watch this in the corners and shit. You're riding and you're looking to see if you're on it.
Yeah.
And then all I needed to do was hit quit. And
so when in doubt,
I did it, I was like way the hell off the side.
When in doubt, hit quit. And
you'll be able to see if it's moving. You'll see your little thing.
Okay, yeah.
But just make sure you don't do the GPS where it's not following you. That's a tip that I learned. And Dan was freaking out because he thought he'd have to tell my wife that like I've killed myself or Cam's gone missing because he couldn't find me. And I was just behind him before closing a gate, and then suddenly I'm gone. And it's because I went the wrong way.
Because you went the wrong way.
Yeah. So that's a I think that I let the first time. And I work for Trimble GPS. Company
You're
at the
like,
time. They go, what the
you're
fuck?
Mr. Satellite,
Yeah,
man.
I know.
Come on,
and
dude.
it's like crazy. So keep drinking a lot. Keep hydrated.
So what do you drink?
So I take water and then I put like a Gatorade or a Powerade type sachet in it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And then I shake it up, have it for the day. I don't normally refill those
3 liters
with the Gatorades, but I just buy water on the way and fill up. But
2.5 liters, 3 liters.
I got
in your pack.
I think it's a 3 liter.
So when you fill up, you'll.
I thought about 2.5, 3 liters. I think it's about.
So you'll probably stop. Well, I've noticed that you don't drink very much water when we ride. I drink a ton of water.
Yeah.
So I may have to make a stop or two.
Yeah, that's sort of getting into the next point is that so you want to carry enough water.
Yeah.
We've had times where we've had to give our riding parties like
a drink.
We're like filling in for the fuel station.
yeah.
Because they've had issues and whatever, and it can get hot, and they don't have enough water. So
do you ever carry an extra water bottle?
No, I don't actually. No,
Okay.
I never really needed to. I do actually, funny enough, take extra oil on my bike
Yeah.
in case, because I take some of the stuff like if you get a hole in the case or something, you can fix it, and if you lose oil, you want to be
weld or something.
You want to be able to fill up again. But so when there's lots of fuel stops. I always fuel myself when I fuel the bike. So get gas, and then New Zealand, mate, you need to have a pie, New Zealand pie.
All right.
And this is my excuse, man, of you're riding 10 hours, fuck, I can have a pie whenever I want a pie.
Okay.
So I go have a pie, and then even like a drink at the same time.
All right.
Yeah. And then if I have to fill up my bladder, I'll do it when we get gas.
Got it.
Yeah. This is another one, and this is a problem that you and I are going to have. There's a lot of when you do get gas, it's a remote place. There's no one there. There's the Bowsers, and there's a thing in the wall that you got to put your card in. You can't use cash. There's no one there.
So
They're not all like that, right? So I haven't been able to use a credit card.
Because it
just doesn't seem to recognize it.
Doesn't take your credit card.
Yeah.
Or
so you can use like a debit card or an FPOS card, and just like I've had issues in the past. Luckily, Matt's he lives in New Zealand, but for some reason my New Zealand FPOS card didn't work.
We're gonna have to get Matt to issue us some cards.
We'll just take some cash and just say, "Hey, mate, fill us up, baby."
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's a frustrating thing for some reason is that. And it's caught me out. Think, man, I need gas and I can't pay. It's like, oh, Mac fills up, and I just give him cash. And
I'll transfer some crypto.
But yeah, that's really the main thing.
Okay.
What else did I have? Yeah, done it 9 times, 7 times on a DR.
Nice.
And 2 times on the beta or beta.
And day 1, day 2, day 3, the way you ride, how long are your average times, would you say?
So I was looking back at some videos, like it's typically around 11 and a half hours. Depends, like if it's just Matt and I, we can get in a lot sooner, but as your group gets, you sort of slow down with more people.
Waiting.
But you should be allowing yourself 12 hours.
Okay.
And if you're riding fast, you might get there in 10 and a half, 9 hours.
That would be
It's a long way. But like last year, I think we left at 6 and we got into Alex at 5:30.
If you took Fairleigh to Alex on the highways, on the roads, what's that distance?
I'm not sure. It's going to take a good few hours.
Okay.
Yeah. And funny enough, the last day is longer, but we've typically we leave at 6 and we'll get in like before 5. Or maybe we've got in there at 4 o'clock.
Easier routes, just more roads.
Just some higher speed sections in some parts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually on the Sunday, mate. You get this one section and it's really long dirt road. It's not gravel.
Yeah.
And then there's this big things like this.
Oh.
And you can just gun it.
And
then your whole guts are coming up. And you're like, oh,
just wheel.
But
that's fun.
Fun. But you just got to make sure there's no one coming.
Stay on the left side.
But yeah, that's it, man. I think.
Okay.
Hopefully you guys find this helpful if you've never done it before. Like I love this ride. It's for me. It's like mental health.
I can't wait.
Get out there and
so
you're riding through and you're going up like a mountain range or whatever, and then you can look over the valley and another one, and then you're just doing that, and you're just doing it all day.
Will I get to see sheep?
you'll see a shitload of sheep, man.
Sweet.
Keep him away from the sheep. Luckily, he's not Australian.
Exactly. Dude. Watch out for those.
But yeah, it should be good, man. Like, yeah, we love the ride. It's if you prepare yourself and you don't make silly mistakes, like if you just don't try and do something that you're not comfortable with because you don't want to hurt yourself.
Yeah, just ride.
And just have fun and just don't go beyond your means.
Yeah.
There's some areas, I guess, when you get higher up, there's...
What's the highest altitude?
Not as high as here.
2,000 meters.
You'll be right, Al. You'll be sure.
You'll
I'm
be
not
right.
sure, actually.
Not even that high?
I'd have to double check.
Yeah, okay.
But
because we get up to like 4,000 meters here.
There's, we get up to, like, we might go in through snow.
Mm.
We've been through snow. We've had snow before. But there's this thing called Spaniard grass.
Mm.
Oh, is it grass or tussock? I don't know, but it's... I'll show you when we're there if we see some, but fucking try not to hit it with your body. It's really sharp, man. It hurts like a bitch.
Really?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even ride through it because you don't want to get a flat tire. Like,
dude, it's like needles?
Yeah.
Weird,
but,
okay.
yeah, stay on the trail. Yeah, the other thing is that when you're coming up to pass a group of riders, give them a toot. Make sure that they know you're coming. Give them some space. Don't be a dick.
150 riders, right?
150 riders, I think. I think that's what they still do.
How spaced apart? Like is there a ton of people starting at 6 or?
Not. Yeah, there is, but then typically, like, it sort of fans out pretty quick. Like, typically you'll typically ride with the same sort of group of people for the 3 days. Yeah. Because there's the people that start late. There's the people that get in early. And it sort of just spreads out. I like getting out early just to have more time.
I love the idea. I'm fine getting going early. Earlier the better.
Yeah, not leaving late and trying to do 5 miles of hell.
We'll get it again this fall.
Yeah.
Let's go. Stop screwing around.
Yeah. So the Seat Guy and I are coming to New Zealand. We look forward to seeing you there. Come out and say hi. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. And we'll see you on the trails soon.
See you soon.
Yeah, baby.
Let's do it. I can't wait.